Alex Cross has everything he could ever want: a successful career and a loving wife, Maria, who wearing a scarf with a Native American canceled football mascot. They are out on a double date with his partner and best friend John when they hear a gunshot from where Maria went. When Alex rushes to the scene, he finds her with a gunshot wound, and Maria dies in Alex's arms. 1 year later, Alex is still at the top of his game, solving crimes left and right with the help of his PhD in psychology. In one case, the detectives are having a hard time getting a guy named Miller to confess. His pregnant wife was killed, and Miller couldn't be bothered because he believes the baby wasn't his. Not only is Miller rude and disrespectful, he is also racist. A detective is taken out of the room after Miller insinuates he can't read, and that's when Alex Cross comes in. After Miller calls him a monkey and he thinks he's genetically superior, Alex puts his eggplant near his face, wondering how the white race is superior when black people are known to have large phallics. Alex literally gagged him with that one. He manages to spot a confession that Miller dropped to the authorities during the interrogation. It was when Miller asked for a doctor, saying he has life's fitful fever. Alex realizes that it's from Macbeth, which means the affliction caused by the burden of guilt. He then walks out of the room, satisfied by the results. Somewhere in America, an unknown man is dealing with his new victim. He easily cuts off the black man's long locks before leaving him somewhere where people can find him. The dead man is Amir Goodspeed, and people are angry that he's dead because Amir is a well-known activist. Chief Anderson is under pressure to give results right away, so she has Lieutenant Massey give the new case to Alex and John. Because Amir Goodspeed was at the front line of the defund the police charge, people think the police department is behind his sudden death. Chief Anderson thinks it's just a conspiracy, and she doesn't understand why people support Amir, who was an ex-con with multiple drug charges. Alex shares that people loved Amir because he was an ex-con who became an activist to make his city better. When the chief asks Alex to speak at the press conference, Alex refuses, saying he won't be a publicity stunt. Alex, a fine-ass man, and clocks it. 10 out of 10. The chief tells him to just show up because people trust him. According to another officer, Detective Vega, Goodspeed was found dead in his car with a syringe and meth in the scene. No other fingerprints were found, and there was no sign of struggle. Amir also had enough meth in his system to get the entire neighborhood high. Lieutenant Massey tells John and Alex that their goal is to help Amir's family understand that he overdosed. Lieutenant Massey thinks she's some massa, but ain't no way we finna listen to that clown. When Alex and John visit Amir's family, it's clearly evident that they are not welcome. Malika Goodspeed, Amir's sister, thinks the police department was behind Amir's death, so she wants an independent investigation. She lists all the activists in the Ferguson case who turned up dead, and Keenan Anderson, the cousin of the BLM founder. She says Amir's long locks were also shaved, and he was bald when they found him. She insists it couldn't have been OD because Amir didn't use hard drugs and only smoked weeds. Amir's friend Tavio also says no one would sell Amir drugs without getting through him. Malika reveals that Amir had type 2 diabetes and meth wouldn't go well with his meds and could put him in a coma. Alex also learns from Amir's mother that he converted to Islam and no longer ate pork. Seeing how broken the mother is, Alex promises to find out what happened to Amir. Later that night, Alex comes home to his kids, Damon and Janelle. He has his mother, Nana Mama, look after the kids whenever he's at work or, like tonight, at a dinner party with his new girl, Elle. When Alex's family leaves the house, an intruder enters and heads to his ex-wife's closet. That intruder is a woman or a really feminine petite man. There, the intruder puts a scarf alongside Maria's other clothes for the family to find. Elle introduces Alex to a supporter of the foundation, Ed Ramsey, and Ed doesn't hide the fact that he's a huge fan of Alex Cross. Alex has made quite a name for himself after he cracked a huge case before. Ed reveals that his mother was killed when he was in college, and they never found out who did it and why. Ed got the face of a man you just want to slap. I don't trust the white bitch. Back at the house, the intruder takes a family photo before heading out. However, Janelle has returned because she forgot her shoes. Luckily, she doesn't open the closet where the intruder's hiding, and the kid gets away safely. I was finna scream if she got caught because this poor girl went through a lot in the show Them. Somewhere in the city, a woman named Shannon is waiting for coffee with her mother. The barista is shocked when he sees her face. He ignores the other customer and quickly takes a photo of Shannon. The autopsy was performed by Galvan, and he reveals that Amir had a full stomach when he died, making it unlikely that he killed himself. He also mentions the food in Amir's stomach, which includes pork chops, among other things. Former police officer Bobby Trey receives a message from someone. It contains an image of a car with a plate number and a note saying it's been monitoring him. Chief Anderson is being pressed by the media, and she wants to know if Amir died because of an accidental overdose or suicide. But Alex presents her with files to prove that Amir was killed, and that the killer wants Amir to look like someone else before he dies. He mentions the autopsy of pork found in his stomach, which doesn't make sense because Amir became a Muslim. Despite Alex trying to explain the psychology behind people's actions, the chief still won't accept a murder charge because she a little hoe. But Alex reminds her that they need to bring justice and not just come up with a PR stunt. So Chief Anderson gives him 48 hours to find proof that it was murder. Meanwhile, the killer is out on a hunt again. He keeps his records in a book while he finds his would-be victims, who resemble killers who were put to death. This is what he did with Amir, who resembled the Sandman. And now he finds a new victim in Shannon, who resembles Aileen Wuornos, and he's got a new page to fill in. Back at the station, Alex is focused on finding answers. His partner, John, keeps teasing him for the flowers he regularly receives from a secret admirer. But Alex thinks it's creepy how the admirer also leaves notes. Then Detective Vega walks in and says Amir's last phone call was to a burner, but it would take weeks to find out who owns it. Later, Alex is contacted by the school because his son broke a rule. Principal Brock says no Redskins paraphernalia is allowed on campus, and Damon shows up wearing a Redskins scarf. Alex is frantic when he sees it and orders Damon to take it off right away. Then Alex takes the scarf to John, saying that Maria was wearing it when she died, but it wasn't on the scene when the police recovered her body. So he thinks Maria's killer snuck into their house just to taunt them. He asks John to find out who could have done it. Alex doesn't want to get involved personally because he got suspended before when John reported him to the higher-ups for doing his own investigation. To make sure that his family is safe, Alex has security cameras installed around the house. Nana Mama finds out from John that there was an intruder inside the house, but she's not afraid because she knows Alex will handle it. Later that night, Alex meets up with Special Agent Kayla Craig to ask for a favor. He wants her to find out who owns the burner phone as fast as possible. Agent Craig flirts with Alex and agrees to do it, but insists he'll have to return the favor someday. She's trying to hop on his D, but I can't blame her. Meanwhile, Ed Ramsey creates a fake profile to catfish his new victim, Shannon. See, this is why I don't use dating apps, but also because I'm hella ugly. Meanwhile, Bobby Trey asks Chris to find out who owns a certain car, who he says is following his client. At a dinner party over at Elle's house, John tells Alex that they might not ever find out who killed Maria. He's worried about Alex because he almost killed a man before and would have done it if he didn't arrive in time to stop him. During the meal, a guest named Jared finds out the two are police officers and asks them how they deal with the whole defund the police thing. Even Elle supports this and wants to use the money for peace officers instead, a cab, except for Alex Cross because he's foreign. The argument escalates when Jared says Alex will sell his own people someday. Alex snaps and pins the guy against the wall, and he would have done more had John not stepped in. After the altercation, Elle refuses to let Alex go without talking to him. He refuses to let her in at first, but realizing she won't give up, he finally admits the truth. He reveals that when he was younger, he was diagnosed with hero complex. It's built in him from the start, the desire to help every single time, which was why he tried saving anyone wherever he could. So when his wife died and he couldn't save her, it broke him, and now he's a mess. On Sunday, Alex apologizes to his son for scolding him about the scarf. Damon forgives him right away and admits he also misses his mother a lot. When Agent Craig meets with Alex again, she reveals that the burner phone was purchased at a car wash and the security cameras showed who bought it. It was Tavio. The authorities head to Emir's memorial service looking for Tavio. They only want to talk to him about Amir without any intention of interrupting the program. However, when Alex approaches Tavio and starts to ask about Amir's death, Tavio runs as fast as he can away from the detectives. He leads the authorities on a chase and shoots at them multiple times as he escapes. John and Alex manage to track him in a nearby apartment where Tavio takes a hostage. He insists that he didn't kill Amir and that he's not going to say anything more unless he has a lawyer beside him. "Boy, you on kidnapping charges now." Alex assures him he'll get a lawyer, and then he convinces Tavio to cooperate and to let the hostage go. As they bring Tavio to the precinct, a huge crowd continues to follow them. Then a gunshot to the head kills Tavio and sends the people into panic. John and Alex try to look for the man who did it, but because this show has 8 episodes to fill, the writer lets the killer successfully escape. Lieutenant Massey reveals what Chief Anderson wants to tell the press. The chief wants to tell everyone that Tavio killed Amir since the police are being blamed for both of their deaths. She wants a quick solution to the case because the longer it remains open, the angrier the people get. But Alex believes that Tavio didn't kill Amir, so he asks for more time to find the real killer. No one knows that Bobby and Ed have been talking for some time. Bobby reminds Ed to pick people that no one cares about to avoid so much attention because they already made a mistake picking Amir, who was loved by the people. Ed is currently at the coffee shop and he just successfully catfished Shannon. John comes over to Alex's house to report what he got from Quincy. There were some hairs from the Redskins scarf. Most were Maria's, but one was a long strand of Caucasian hair. It was tied to the scarf, not tangled, as if it were intentional and that the killer wanted them to find out about it. When the doorbell rings, Alex finds some flowers delivered to his doorstep. He asks the delivery guy who has been sending them, but the man doesn't know who. A family photo taken from the house comes with the flowers. Then, Alex receives a phone call taunting him. The woman's voice on the other end of the line asks Alex if he wants to know what Maria's last words were. She ends the call after saying they will meet soon. This was just the first episode of Cross, based on the Alex Cross books. The show is streaming on Amazon Prime right now. What did you guys think of this one?
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.